Hello, it's me again. I'm sure you've heard by now that the governor has suspended, essentially eliminated, in-person instruction for Colorado schools for the rest of this school year. Not exactly what we were hoping to hear. We've all been hoping for the best, wanting to get back into our schools and see our classmates and our teachers and our students, and that's not going to happen this school year. And I'm as sorry as anybody. But we have to move on. And I want to say thank you to those of you that have been knocking it out of the park on a daily basis, weekly basis, with what you've been doing for our students, to our staff, in terms of meal delivery, in terms of online instruction, in terms of the little things to make this process as tolerable as possible and to actually thrive, not just survive and work our way through it, but to make sure that we're taking every opportunity to be better. And for you students who have gone above and beyond and are turning in some amazing work, thank you and congratulations. That's the type of person that truly succeeds in this world, who doesn't sit around and mope. We all mourn. We all mourn during this time, and that's perfectly acceptable. But there's also the piece that says, hey, I'm going to be better for this. And for those of you that have already grabbed a hold of that, you'll see the benefits that much more uh, profoundly in your life. And as we come out of this time, whenever that time ends. A little bit of a background, just for those of you that are as frustrated as I have been about how this whole COVID-19 and the modeling that we see, whether at a state level, a national level, a world level, it's a world problem, and we have to acknowledge that. And there are people that are in the trenches dealing with this on a daily basis. And again, another shout out to our healthcare professionals and those that are serving on what are the front lines of this war and putting themselves at risk. They need our prayers. They need our support. This is a long run, and they're still just in the midst of it, and so are we. One of the things I wanted to share with you, just by way of context, is you've heard the governor and he's talking about opening Eagle County, and you hear the president, he's talking about opening these states. Morgan County is in their exposure to the COVID-19 delayed from a lot of different places. And we're running 2 to 3 weeks behind where Denver's peak was and where ours is likely to be. We're probably headed into the more difficult time in terms of total number of COVID-19 cases in our county. Uh, by a per capita basis, we are one of the hot spots in Colorado. So I share that for two reasons. One is to say, keep our healthcare professionals in your prayers and in your thoughts and support them however you can. The other is to make sure that you understand that while we need to get people back to work, we need to have our businesses open, we need to actually take what these epidemiologists are telling us and stick with the social distancing, staying at home unless we really need to get out. And if we do, making sure we are social distancing. Uh, Again, from a personal level, this stinks. I dislike this probably as much as any one of you. But from a professional standpoint and from a responsibility to our neighbors and to our loved ones, we still need to be responsible. And so, I think we all need to stick to it in terms of the social distancing and follow those guidelines to the fullest so that this doesn't run all the way into the fall. There is that chance, and I want to do my part, and I hope you'll do yours to limit that so that come August, we're back to the school year the way it started last August, and our activities and our gatherings and those types of things. And yet we know that if we don't do our part, and if this doesn't go the way we want it to, uh, we know that there are colleges and universities that are already telling their returning students to plan on returning virtually. We want to avoid that. think we can. But it does mean that things like graduation on the 17th, in the gym, the way it's always been, not even a possibility. We had thrown out to our senior students and parents the possibility of June 7th. I'm sorry to say that's not realistic at this point, based upon the information we now have. So if we're doing anything in terms of a traditional looking graduation, it's at least late into July, probably after school starts in August, is the reality. So as we work through what graduation is going to look like, we apologize. We're going to try and make it as positive and special for our students as we can, but we're limited by those types of situations that are no longer safe for our community and for our loved ones. And we hope that that return to safety will come soon. That also begs the question about summer activities. When's the building going to be open? Can I use the weight room? At this point, the answers are still no. The buildings are still closed. We need to continue to monitor our situations. We hope to get them opened as soon as possible. We'd like to have some summer school, some summer learning opportunities, camp invention, sports camps, talent camp, all those things that we've come to know and expect. We're hoping. And if things go well, then maybe we can start to do some of those things in June. And we'll continue to keep you updated as that evolves and as this fluid situation continues to transpire. Just know that we care. Just know that as a school district, we know that we're vital to you as families. We appreciate your partnership. We're looking forward to seeing your kids again in person and not having to have messages like this where I get to share news that none of us want to hear. So stay strong. Reach out with comments and questions. We'll do our best. Know that we're all in this together. And we're better off if we stick together. When we have times like this and our patience runs thin, it's pretty easy to lash out at our loved ones or lash out at others because we're frustrated and we're just mad at the situation and we end up taking it out on each other. Let's do our best to avoid that. Let's continue to work together and do what's best for our kids and know that we're wanting to get back to the way school used to be as soon as we possibly can in terms of getting our students into the building, our staff into the building, so that we can educate them in a way that we believe to be most effective. And in the meantime, we're going to do the best we can with what we have. We're very fortunate to have what we have in terms of technology, in terms of technical support, in terms of teachers that care and teachers that know how to deliver online instruction, and people that are willing to serve meals and deliver meals and provide support however we can. So reach out if you need assistance. Stay strong, and we'll talk to you again soon, I'm sure. Take care.